Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Let's Taste with the Intrepid Wino. My name is James Scaresbrook. I have had quite a few weeks off, I think, of opening bottles and sharing my impressions here on the Intrepid Wino YouTube channel. So my apologies for there being a bit of a break. I kind of tasted through all the samples that had been submitted to me, and I was sort of waiting for samples to accumulate up again, which they have, and I'm very excited to be able to open my very first wine here on Let's Taste from New Zealand. I've decided to open up things a little bit and include wines from New Zealand, which is obviously a different country to Australia, but shares a lot in terms of culture and history, and New Zealand wines are very, very prominent in the Australian market. Most importantly, and certainly in terms of volume, is Sauvignon Blanc, particularly from the Marlborough region, which is what I'm going to look at today. It is from a winery called Yealands Estate. Previously, I have actually tasted a wine on my podcast, the Vincast, one of the early episodes where I thought about doing episodes looking at varieties and discussing them with my colleague and friend James Dawson, who is an advanced sommelier, and we looked at Gruner Veltliner from Australia, New Zealand, and of course from Austria. But it has been quite a while since that tasting. I haven't looked at any Yealands wines since then, so I'm excited to look at this. And of course, thank you very much to the Yealands team for donating some samples. I think that potentially some of them got broken in transit, so unfortunately this one seems to be the only one that did survive. And subsequently there wasn't actually any information provided with it, but I've done some research. This is from a particular range of wines that they have called Baby Doll, and this is the Sauvignon Blanc from 2017 vintage. The recommended retail for New Zealand is $17.99. I would say that in Australia they'd probably be closer to $14.99, but don't quote me on that. So apparently Baby Dolls are rare sheep, so small they barely reach your knees. So that's clearly where the name comes from. Yealands famous for their sustainability. They have a sustainable approach. They are a fairly prominent producer, quite prolific. They make a lot of different wines. So let's have a look at what this Sauvignon Blanc has to offer. Very pale in colour, very clean, just a tiny amount of green coming through, but very, very pale yellow. Extremely aromatic, very, very textbook Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc character. You know, that gooseberry, fig, slight of kiwi fruit, just kind of on the cusp of moving into tropical. This is the sort of the lean green style, a little bit herbal, just some nice supporting fruit. But yeah, the fig character is really, really coming through very strong. So interested to see what it has on the palate. Let's taste. Fresh and vibrant, really good fruits. Very, very generous. Really short though. It's really prominent on the front of the palate. Doesn't really have a lot of carry through. There's a little bit of lingering just on the side palates, but doesn't have the depth to carry through, which, look, that's not necessarily what people go for in Sauvignon Blanc in general. They do want a fresh and more aromatic style. They're looking for more drinking rather than having it with fruit. So complexity is not really necessary for a wine like this. I think that this is actually a really, really good example for the price of $15. There is a lot of pretty mediocre stuff. If you're spending less than $10, you're really not going to get much good, but $15, this is actually a pretty good wine. I'm very happy with this, so I do highly recommend this if you are looking for a solid Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, if you're looking for one of those fresher, more aromatic styles that doesn't have weight, texture, depth, complexity. This is outstanding. I dare say that if you're looking to go to a barbecue or something like that, pick up a bottle of this if indeed it is available in your retailer of choice. I hope, I'm sure that it is one that is fairly accessible, so you can probably find this in Dan Murphy's and First Choice, that kind of thing. Not that I go into those sort of stores that often, to be honest. But no, Baby Doll has a lot to offer. Very pleasant. The aromatics are in that classic Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, sort of sub $20 retail realm. This is really kind of ticking all the boxes. It's exactly what people are after, and it's quite good quality at that. So thank you again to Yealands for very generously donating wines to me. If you are a New Zealand wine producer and you would like to submit samples, or you would like your importer and distributor to do it, please do get in contact with me. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share it on social media, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure that you subscribe to the Intrepid Wino YouTube channel because it really does help me, and I do appreciate the support. Come and visit me at intrepidwino.com. There's lots and lots of different content there, lots of different information, ways of getting in contact with me as well. And of course, please do follow me on social media on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. I am at Intrepid Wino. But guys, until next time, cheers.